hmm Since we were both residents on Guam, Heidi was there for 10 months. I was there. We were living at the Guam Airport Hotel. Yes. And she made a police report that I committed domestic violence and child abuse. Yes. Wayne had done the evaluation, suggested we should reconcile. Yes. I took the advice of my attorney, the public defender's office on Guam, Ali Nussbaum, yes, and Richard Dirks, yes, that I should just take the diversion. Okay, we had an argument, yes. Do the 7 hours of parenting classes, get my passport back, and travel back to the United States of America, right, where there should not have been a protection order, yes. But Heidi ran back here and said, well, oh my gosh, he's trying to kill me. Oh. Now, did they know that a protection order had been issued on July 8th of 2011, just 5 days after Heidi had left? No. Did they know about the Washington State Court website? No. Did they do what they thought was best for me? Because in their minds, well, you do some parenting classes, right? And you stay on the Rancho Jigo, yes, sleeping on an air mattress for approximately 6 months. And then your record is expunged 1 year later as if it never happened, Pooch. But what did happen was I agreed to do what they said because I wanted to go to trial. Yes. And I wanted them to make Heidi return to Guam. Now, Guam is getting sued. Ooch. See, this Organic Act, something about 1950 and World War II, yes, where the United States of America has certain legal obligations to enforce the rights of those that are Guamanian residents as well as those that were born on Guam. Mhm. And U.S. Code 48, U.S. Code 8, the Publication and Organic Act. Now, I happen to know a little something about the United States territories. Yes, Guam's delegates to Congress. Yes, submerged land and concurrent jurisdiction. Constitution Authorization Act, similar to the Enablement Act that Washington State experienced in 1888. I like to know. See, I decided to get the World Book Encyclopedia. And let's look at the agreement that the United States has with the United States territories. Yes. Now, I know you're saying, no, we don't have to enforce the Constitution. But I'm becoming more and more sure that I'm actually going to sue for the ownership of United States territories. See, when you don't enforce the Constitution, you don't support and defend it. Yes. And then I tell you, well, it's against the law to issue a protection order where I'm not a resident. Yes. Where there was actually there was no actual notice before you issue the permanent protection order. Yes. Oh, look at territory. Is a type of region that belongs to or is controlled by a country or other independent political unit. In countries with a federal government, such as Australia, Canada, the United States, territories rank below states or provinces. Oh, now the United States has three main territories: America, Samoa, Guam, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Also has possession of several island territories of the Pacific Ocean, including Midway Island. Many outlying territories, two of them, Alaska and Hawaii, become states. Yes, Philippines became an independent country. Puerto Rico and Northern Mariana Islands. Yes, I actually wanted the Northern Mariana Islands for myself. Why don't you get me all the residents for the last 40 years, every passport, GPS the address of every individual that lives in Puerto Rico, Northern Marianas, Guam, Palau. You're sitting there in the executive branch of the United States, knowing that actually what happened is I was deprived of life, liberty, and property without due process. When they issued the protection order here instead of there, or I didn't get notice of here, well, I'm going to sue for the actual ownership of Puerto Rico, Northern Mariana Islands, the Commonwealth of, Now, in 1947 to 1994, the United States administered the trust territory of the Pacific Islands under an agreement with the United Nations. Oh, the United States has an agreement with the United Nations? Yes. Exactly what does that say? Because I'd like to have the Marianas for myself, and I I happen to know quite a few individuals that that I had met on Guam. If Heidi remembers when we lived at the Guma San Jose, some very nice Micronesians. In fact, I worked for the Center for Micronesian Empowerment. Yes! I'm going to sue the United States for not enforcing the actual requirements of the island trust territories and the Caroline Islands. Oh yes, the trust territory of Palau. Now, the United States territorial government is older than the Constitution. 1787, Articles of the Confederation. Congress set up the Northwest Ordinance. I'm gonna want that United Nations agreement, and I'd like to actually have Micronesia for myself. So get me all the islands, the actual property that the United States entered into these agreements with. Yes, and then get me the actual residents of all the U.S. territories where you say we don't have.